Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the celebration of art and music in the summer sunshine. And boy, do we have a lot of sunshine today. Before I begin, I would like to thank the talented musicians who played for us as we entered the Plaza. Pianist Lisa Peng from the Music School Settlement, her brother, violinist Andy Peng, and cellist Daniel Toner. Thank you all so much for the beautiful music. To those of you who are visiting Toby's Plaza for the first time, a special welcome. This dynamic gathering space is named for art curator, philanthropist, and Case Western Reserve alumna, Toby DeVan Lewis. And it is through her generous support, with also generous support from Case Western Reserve's own board chair, Chuck Fowler, and his wife, Shar, and from the Cleveland Foundation, that we enjoy this beautiful outdoor space. So thanks to all of them for their support in making this possible. Since we dedicated Toby's Plaza last fall, it's become a great spot for university events. Also a lively town square that beckons workers and residents, visitors, and students who've been known to pause for a game of table tennis, listen to some live music, or stretch during our sunset yoga programs. So to all of you who made this possible, please know that it's being well enjoyed here in University Circle. Now, the pianos that surround us today provide a further incentive to stop, to share, and to interact. Case Western Reserve and the Cleveland International Piano Competition are so proud to present an interactive art installation of these 25 uniquely decorated street pianos. They bear very simple instructions. Play me, I'm yours. The installation coincides with the prestigious Cleveland International Piano Competition, which will be held over 12 days beginning July 30th at the Cleveland Museum of Art and at Severance Hall. Music lovers have long appreciated the competition. Play Me, I'm Yours brings that excitement to a very broad audience. Whether you are a virtuoso or can't read a single note, these pianos allow you to express yourself. You can even share your performance on Facebook or the web. Our installation is among almost 40 in cities across the globe. Conceived by British artist Luke Jeram, from whom you will hear shortly, this interactive art exhibit explores the intersection of the visual and the performing arts, and of course, better still, it's hands-on. Play Me, I'm Yours was made possible through the support of the George Gunn Foundation, and I want to recognize Dina Epstein, the Foundation's Senior Program Officer for Arts, who provided the lead support for this special installation. Thank you, Dina. I also want to say thank you to our partners who sponsored pianos. Many of you are here today, and you can see on the signs who sponsored the different pianos. We are grateful to each and every one of you. You helped make this the event that it is, and we're glad that you could join us with this kickoff event. I also want to thank our other partners, Steinway Hall Akron, which donated the pianos, Sherwin-Williams, which donated the paint, and Allied Piano Movers, which is assisting with transportation. Finally, of course, a special thank you to Case Western Reserve University's Vice President of University Relations, Laura Calafidis. I heard her voice, but where is she? Yeah, in the back, right there. Of course, every event like this takes a team of people, but somebody has to lead it, make things happen, and for us, Laura Calafidis is that person. Her creative spark is the thing behind so many of Case Western Reserve's great events, including this one, so thank you, Laura. Now, after today's event, these pianos will be placed throughout our city. There will be one at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, the Cleveland Clinic, university hospitals, and at museums in University Circle. And of course, we're going to have some right here in Toby's Plaza and in Uptown. I look forward to the music that will fill the plaza. I should tell you, though, singing is optional. I am pleased now to introduce our sponsor partner, Pierre van der Vest Hazen, Executive Director of the Cleveland International Piano Competition.
Thank you, Barbara, for that wonderful introduction. It's so wonderful to see everybody here on this beautiful sunshine day. Aren't these pianos magnificent? I mean, it's just wonderful. When I first became aware of Play Me I'm Yours project more than a year ago, it immediately struck me as the perfect way to celebrate the Cleveland International Piano Competition. Nothing, it seemed, could more directly address the part of our mission that calls for the development of personal friendships and institutional partnerships through music and creativity. Fortunately for all of us, Dina Epstein and our colleagues at the Gunn Foundation also saw the potential because they came on board almost immediately with a grant that allowed us to engage Mr. Jeram and set the stage for Play Me I'm Yours, Cleveland. Dina, please take a look around this tent and imagine the spirit of collaboration that has gone into turning 20+ pianos into beautiful works of art, and what great fun people will have playing them in the weeks ahead. It all started with you, so thank you very much from my part. And also just a quick thank you from my part as well to all of our other sponsors, the Ohio Arts Council, Steinway Hall, as was mentioned, and Allied Pianos and Sherwin-Williams. And again, brings me to Lara and her team. When we met, we both said at the same time, we have this great idea. And it wouldn't have happened without you. Thank you very much, Lara. Next week, 29 extraordinarily gifted pianists will come from all over the world to compete for a first prize of $50,000, a debut in Carnegie Hall, 3 years of concert engagements and management services, a recording contract with Steinway & Sons. But before we announce that winner, 4 finalists will play with the Cleveland Orchestra and several all in front of 2,000 people. That's some really serious stuff. However, out in University Circle, on the campus of Case Western Reserve University, the Rock Hall, everywhere, we invite you to enjoy the fun of these pianos and the friendships that they will introduce. This brings me to the creative mind behind this project, Luke Jeram, whose multidisciplinary practice involves the creation of sculptures, installations, live arts projects, and gifts. He lives in the UK, but has been working internationally since his career began in 1997, and has created a number of extraordinary projects which have excited and inspired people around the globe. He's currently visiting research fellow at University of West England. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Luke Jeram.
Hi. Well, thank you very much. That's quite an introduction. Obviously, I'm incredibly grateful for all the work that everyone has put in to make the project happen. All the thank yous have really been made, but you know, I think the public will really be very grateful to everyone for the work you put in. With about 25 pianos, we're expecting somewhere between 200 and 300,000 people to play the pianos over the next couple of weeks. So it's a big, you know, it's a lot of audiences. I suppose the idea for Play Me I'm Yours actually came out of a disaster. I've got another project called the Sky Orchestra, where we strap speakers onto hot air balloons and fly over cities to affect people's dreams in the early morning. It's called the Sky Orchestra, and we all turned up to fly in Birmingham in the UK with the Birmingham Symphony Orchestra, this time in the balloons. 7 hot air balloons, all full of musicians. But it was a disaster because the Met Office had got their weather prediction wrong. So we had to pay all the musicians on music union rates and had to pay all the pilots for turning up as well. We'd blown sort of, I don't know, $15,000 and had nothing to show for it. But we'd promised the City Council of Birmingham that we'd deliver an artwork that would reach 100,000 people right across the city. So I had to quickly come up with another idea. And that's how sort of Play Me I'm Yours sort of came into being. And actually, the street piano project has been far more successful than the Sky Orchestra. So it's one of those things. But I think the reason why the street piano project has been so successful is that it's not about me and my little idea. The pianos provide, the they're almost like a blank canvas for the public's creativity and for your creativity, and that's a very powerful thing. It's almost like Facebook or YouTube. They're there for anyone to play and express themselves. We find there's lots of people out there who they've had piano training in the past, perhaps when they were a child, but they haven't had access to a piano to play since. So all these people will start picking up the piano, and it'll all come flowing back to them. Bands will turn up, hopefully, and make music videos. We might find that people try and do a sort of marathon trip and see how many of these pianos they can play in one day, sort of running around, maybe not in this heat, playing all the pianos. But it's really the stories that come out of the project and the effect that it has on the people that's quite remarkable. So in Liverpool Street Station in London, we put a piano there, and there was a girl playing, and she played quite well, and a guy came up and said, "Oh, what are you playing?" Anyway, they ended up giving each other piano lessons and agreed to meet the following day to carry on this lesson. Anyway, they fell in love, and they got married, and they actually had the piano at the wedding. The same thing happened in Sydney. There were two journalists, actually, who met for the first time from different newspapers, and they wrote about the project, and they fell in love, and they invited me to their wedding. That was nice. But I couldn't go. It was in Australia. So the journalists, you need to be careful about that. In Sao Paulo, we put a piano there in a train station, and you know, a piano in Sao Paulo is quite a rare thing. They cost about a year's wage. Lots of people had never seen a real piano before, let alone had the opportunity to touch one. Had blind people all turning up, you know, traveling from the other side of the city just to sort of explore this thing. But we put a piano in the train station, and came across a mother and the daughter. And it turns out the mother had worked as a cleaner for 4 years to be able to send her daughter to piano lessons on the other side of the city. And of course they couldn't afford a real piano. So after 4 years of you know, paying for these piano lessons, she'd never actually heard her daughter play. And the daughter sat down at this piano in the train station, played the most beautiful music for her mum, who burst out into tears. And it's such a lovely thing. And that piano is still there now 5 years later. And the train station love it so much, they bought pianos for all the other train stations around Sao Paulo. So anyway, I wish you all luck with the art project. I hope you have a great time. And thanks everyone for making it possible.
Thank you, Luke. I will take issue with you on one thing, of course. This is about you and the great idea, and look what has grown from that. Of course, Play Me I'm Yours is a little different in every city, so I don't want to promise you that a wedding will come out of this or anything else in particular, but I will promise that Cleveland will do it right and do it great, and I hope you will follow what happens on YouTube and on Facebook, and we'll make sure to keep you informed. Now we are pleased to welcome some very special performers, and I ask Pierre to come up and tell us about them. Pierre?
We have here this afternoon 8 children, aged 6 to 8. They're piano students of Sophie van der Westhuizen. They're from the Music Settlement, the Aurora School of Music, and private instructor students. They will perform 2 little pieces for us. One is Firefly by Faber and Faber, and the other is Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. So once they're all in place, I'll have Sophie take it away.
Okay, everyone ready? Firefly, 1, 2, ready, go!
That was great, kids. Thank you all so much for a great way to kick off Play Me, I'm Yours. Thank you again, Pierre. Thank you, Dina. Thank you, Luke, for joining us today. Thank you, Laura. Thank you to all of our partners. I promise we will keep the iced tea and the water flowing. Please stick around and play the pianos. They're yours.